have the number 6 pick after Daniel Jones suffered his latest injury, a torn ACL. The 26-year-old apparently has been throwing from a stationary position for about 2 weeks after he had surgery in late November. Giants GM Schoen, he was part of the Bills front office when they traded up to take Josh Allen, and he was asked today if he would do something similar this year.
I think at that position, and I said it last year, it's a different stratosphere. Like, you got to get around these kids and you got to get to know them. And until you're able to do that, it's hard to make those type of moves. So we were still going through our process at the time in Buffalo to get around those prospects. And then once we were comfortable, I think it's, that's when you make that type of move. So again, this is the start. There's a lot of these prospects. It's the first time we're going to get around them, and we're looking forward to it. But free agency will set the table for some of the decisions we make in the draft. So again, it's an exciting time for us. I have faith in Daniels, our starting quarterback.
There you go. I have faith in Daniels, our starting quarterback. All right. So before he went down, the Giants were just 1-5. This is before he was injured. And he threw 2 touchdowns with 6 interceptions. The Giants have an out in his contract after this season. Tim, starting with you, what do you think they should do?
I think it's time to move on. Look, like, whatever you think of Daniel Jones as a player, he can't stay healthy. Like, that's the big concern with Daniel Jones. And so I think because of that, I think you need to be eyes wide open, in this quarterback situation. And so, look, I think as we look at this top 3, group of quarterbacks, if for some reason he's available at 3, then I think that you need to find a way to get there to see if you can get him. And not to say that New England would not want Drake May, at 3 if that's where the Giants wanted to go. So, look, I think that they are in a situation where it's not going to work from a health perspective, and Brian Daboll needs to be in a situation to help preserve his job.
Well, I think we should bring in our draft analyst here. You saw him moments ago. I mean, Matt Miller is standing by. He just landed in Indianapolis. So, Matt, please weigh in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Daniel Jones supporter, and I'm not going to defend what he's done as the New York Giants starting quarterback. But I look at this from a team-building standpoint. This roster is not a quarterback away. Running back Saquon Barkley is a free agent. They don't have a true number 1 wide receiver. They have a couple good players in Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, but they don't have a number 1, that X wide receiver. This is a historically deep wide receiver class. So at number 6 overall, I think you take that wide receiver because Daniel Jones is going to be on your roster next year. That's just the way the salary cap works. You have 2 second-round picks this year because of the Leonard Williams trade. I feel really good about a draft if I can get Rome Odunze at 6 and then maybe Bo Nix, the quarterback from Oregon, who's ready to come in and play right away after being a starter for 51 games in college. I feel a lot better about that draft as opposed to, hey, let's mortgage the future and drain ourselves of all these second-round picks in order to get a quarterback like Drake May, who's maybe not ready to play right away.
Well, I'll say this. I never understood this whole situation with the Giants. Your best player is your runner, Barkley. I mean, that's who you pay. You pay him. And I understand, running backs are devalued and all that. This guy is the best player on your football team. And he is the heart and soul of this football team. And you didn't pay him, you paid the quarterback. And now you're sitting in a situation where you're basically saying, you know what? Might let this end with the quarterback and have to go get another one. And here the runner's sitting here going, really, man? Really? I mean, that's not good for the locker room, by the way. The players see this, they're scratching their head. You could have paid the runner, we paid the quarterback, and now we're talking about getting rid of the quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah, here's the reality of the situation. Daniel Jones has $35.5 million guaranteed on that deal for next year, but no guaranteed money in 25 or 26. And I want to get back to Saquon for just a moment because our Giants reporter Jordan Renan has said one notable clarification from Joe Schoen. He says the franchise tag is not completely off the table for Saquon Barkley. It's clearly not the preference, but the increased salary cap changes philosophy and how you attack things. Very interesting, as Barkley has said he wants to remain a Giant.